While you're busy creating goals for yourself, there is one thing you need to remember. Habits are more important than goals. Why? Because it is hard to complete tasks required to achieve a goal if you have not formed a good habit first. You need habits to gain focus and momentum, improve your daily life, and get the willpower you need to accomplish more in your life. So, let me remind you again. When you create new habits, there are two important things. Number one, you should start with just one habit at a time. And number two, you want to start small. See, you may have a vision of these complex and intricate lifestyle habits you want to develop one day, which is great. But it is difficult to keep up with more difficult and elaborate habits when you haven't started with the simple ones. See, it's like running a mile versus running a marathon. If you can't run a mile, how can you possibly run a marathon? Start with the mile first, or in this case, the small and simple habit. Creating new habits then becomes a habit in itself, and the more you do it, the stronger the habit is. So, how do you choose your first habit? Well, deciding on new habits to form in your life is all about what you can achieve and what you want the end result to be. So when choosing a good habit to start with, choose something you can do today, right now. It can be making your bed, flossing twice a day, making your own breakfast instead of picking up donuts on the way to work. These are very simple habits, but ones that ultimately will do wonders for you. Now, you're going to come to a point when you want to develop other healthy habits, which is great news. Just make sure your previous new habits have become, they've become habitual. These should be things you do every day without really having to think about it. Now, as a good place to start, try to do each habit for at least 30 days before moving on to the next. Remember, it's probably going to take 90 days total, but at least in 30 days, it has become a pretty good habit for you. Now, don't feel like you have to stick to a new habit forever if it isn't working for you. Just remember why you want to change or stop something. It shouldn't be because it's too hard or you just don't want to do it anymore, but because you don't feel it is benefiting you like another habit in its place would. This is what you need to remember. That's why it's so important to journal all this, so you can do an inventory, I guess, of your new habits and what they are accomplishing for you.